have such a different experience?
My whole family, like my family, and like his brothers and everybody.
Yes, like your
Nobody really
uncles.
my uncles and stuff.
Yeah.
They don't really have friends.
Okay.
My dad has 16 brothers and sisters, so everybody's really close with each other.
Okay.
My whole family is
Yeah.
like close. My mom's dad had 17 brothers and sisters, and so everybody's just super close.
Yeah.
So nobody really fights in the family, but when they do work, they
Yes.
do.
Yeah.
But me and my dad, I'm just like him. So people thought he was my older brother at work.
Okay. Yeah.
So we just get along. We just, I listen.
But you see that, like, I'm gonna see if I can dig a little more here,
Yeah.
with your permission. It seems like you guys coasted, but I'm thinking there's some things that he must have not done, and some things that he did do that is different from other people's experience, right? So
Yeah.
I get hanging out, right? But even amongst good friends,
Yeah.
when they're hanging out and just like developing a friendship or whatever, there's decisions taken along the way where they can decide and say, actually, I've had enough of you now, I'm out. Versus, actually, like, what happens under tension points, I guess, that make it where you're like, okay, we're willing to work through this and still end up on the other side together, as opposed to what most people would do, saying, I'm out. It is. You see what I'm saying, right? Because I'm trying to get to the part of, like, if I were to think about my experience with my dad, I'm not as close to my dad as I'd like to be.
Yeah.
There's some things that I would say were difficult for us,
Yeah.
And so along those lines, for my experience with my son and my daughters,
Yeah.
I'm very much on the radar of how do I maintain that connection ongoing.
Yeah.
So that, because like the sad thing I see with not only in my context but in many others,
Yeah.
is that there's a departure. You're not on the same page anymore, and then you just get distant over
Yeah.
time, right? That's not what happened with you guys. So there's something that happened there, I'm saying, that made it like, okay, this is worthwhile sticking around for, because you figured out some sort of a way of, especially when budding head opportunities come, which happens, I think, all the time.
We do, yeah.
Yeah, that's the part I'm just trying to figure out. Okay,
Well, actually, when we do, we just don't talk.
okay,
Like we won't talk for so long.
yeah,
And
yeah,
out of nowhere, I'll ask him, I need help at work.
Yeah,
Or something, and
yeah.
He just.
So time is helpful to be able to like let things settle.
Yeah. With us, it is.
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yeah.
Because there is times that we won't talk.
Good.
We don't talk for like a couple weeks.
Yeah, yeah.
If not longer.
Yeah, just to like get your
Yeah.
whatever out of there.
Then as soon as I ask him for something, or he asks me to help him,
Then you're open to do
then
it.
we pretend like it never happened. We won't. We actually don't even talk about it.
Yeah, yeah,
whatever
yeah.
we fought about.
So it wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah,
It just
we
needed time to get to that point.
Exactly. And there's my
Okay,
dad
okay.
grew up in a family where it's his sister
Yeah,
raised him, not his mom.
Yeah,
Like, she was
yeah,
pregnant with.
yeah.
With him, like he has nephews older than him.
yeah, that's crazy. I know
So,
it.
and with that many kids,
Yeah.
she can raise everybody. So
Yeah.
like, his sister did. And
Yeah.
in Winnipeg, it was, you gotta be tough back then,
Okay.
bikers and all that. So
Yeah.
my dad, the only time I've heard my dad say he loved me or my sisters is when he's drinking.
Okay.
But I know when he's drinking and
Yeah.
he says it, he
Yeah.
means it.
Yeah.
It's hard for him to say it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
'Cause I heard him say it to my mom,
Yeah,
sisters.
yeah.
That's it. and his
Yeah,
mom.
yeah.
Other than that, I've never heard him say love you to me or anything like that.
Yeah,
It's over.
yeah. No, I hear
So,
you.
and my dad doesn't drink a lot
Yeah,
or anything.
yeah.
He's probably one of the best guys to ever drink with.
Okay.
But when he does, then we know he means it.
Yeah, absolutely. I can hear that.
And yeah.
So then, at some level, like, again, the similarity I'm hearing there is other people, when they get to this,
Yeah.
then they don't talk because they hang on to the grudge
Yeah.
a long time and they don't let go of it. Whereas with you and your dad, you're saying you're able to like let it go eventually,
Yeah.
saying, okay, it's not a big deal, let's move on, kind of
Yeah,
thing.
we just wait until, so long and we talk.
Yeah.
Don't even talk about it.
Good.
Anything. We've never talked about our problems or anything with each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But
Okay. So that's a different way of like engaging, but still
Yeah,
saying we're on the
with
same
us,
page. Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely.
oh yeah. Like
This is not easy. I know. I'm not making it
Oh,
easy.
no, it's all good. Yeah, no.
That's good though. No, it's good. And then when you were saying he was able to express emotion, about how he really feels, especially when he's had a chance to drink and you guys are with him and stuff, and he lets himself come out that way, right?
Oh yeah, that's when he turns to big baby, and
yeah. Now, as you're watching your experience, as happy as it was, and as as you've developed where you're at with your dad, what are you doing in your own experience with your son that you're saying, here's what I want to implement that I think is really important going forward?
Well, me,
as a dad.
Well, I don't know how my dad was when I was a baby, but I, tell my son I love him all the time and all this. And, I read to him as best as I can.
Yeah.
But then also, just, watch how I talk. I try to talk proper, so he learns proper. And then, I'm AT and I talk native sometimes. I talk. Just all positivity. No negative around him, and no swearing. Stuff like that.
Okay.
Just not letting him get away with things that most parents would let them. They'd be like, okay, one more time. They keep doing it. It's one more time, and no more golf now. We gotta go home.
Sure.
Then we go home even if he's crying. Discipline. Like me, I was allowed to get away with a lot of stuff when I was growing up. Like I was a bad kid. Well, bad good kid. So like
That's good.
And right now, me and the girlfriend, we get paid. $200 goes into a savings account from mine and hers.
Okay.
100 goes into education, and 100 goes into sports and activity.
Okay.
So if he does want to play hockey when he turns 5 or whatever, it's like almost $1,000 for them to play for each season.
That's intense.
And being at that age, you grow, so you need new equipment all the time. So we always want to make sure that he'll have the money to play the sports that he wants, get the things that he needs, education. And if he doesn't need the education, then he has the money when he turns 18. So for me, like my dad did his best. I played hockey for 16 years, and I was goalie, and my stuff wasn't cheap. But he always made sure, I had the stuff.
That's really cool.
The exact same thing.
That's really cool. Now, you were saying something about how you're looking for opportunities to express vocally your love for your son, and you want him to hear that. That must have been a difficult thing, I'm guessing, to start implementing when you didn't grow up with it. Like that kind of intentional, hey, I just want you to know I love you, son, kind of thing, right? But you're making that like normal for you and your son. Is it as easy to do for you and your dad, or is that just expressed in a different way still? Different way. Gotcha. Gotcha.
How many kids do you have?
I have 3.
You have 3?
I have a 9-year-old, 7-year-old, and a 6-year-old.
Oh, really?
How did you know I had kids?
You mentioned it.
Oh, darn it. You're a good listener. Yes, I have 3 kids, a 9-year-old, 7-year-old, and a 6-year-old. My son is in between the 2 girls. And so that's why I love like hearing other people's insights or just things that they're learning along the way, because it's not easy being a parent, is it?
No, it's not. It's
one of the biggest things I would say that I probably didn't have in my growing up, but I really desired it. And I guess we seem to like learn from our experience, right? Saying, okay, here's what I would probably want to contribute. And for me, one of the big things, not only with my kids, but also in life in general, is learning how to I make a good first impression, if I can say that. I make a really good first impression. But a lot of times that first impression seems to give the story that I have everything all well put together. Like I am successful, I am socially intuitive, I'm gifted, and like I can do no wrong, it seems, right? I'm so nice, or all those kind of things. And what that usually misses is the fact that I'm actually quite broken. Broken in the sense that where I'm at right now is because of a lot of lessons I've had to learn along the way. A lot of lessons I've had to, a lot of hurts that I've inflicted on others, a lot of, wrong decisions, things like that, right? So, in my frame of reference now, in this season that I'm in, I really value transparency and honesty. And so what that looks like for me is to be able to say, despite how well I may look, here's what I'm still learning my way through. Here's how I'm still struggling with this and this. For me, there's some in our communities, you know, who it's very evident where their challenges are, whether it's, you know, drunkenness or gluttony or whatever else it is, right? It's just more evident, right? You'll walk by the bum on the street, you're like, yeah, he's just falling apart kind of thing, right? Or you see that. But then for those of us who have more resources at our access, we can hide a lot more. I can hide a lot, and I've done for so long. But I don't think it's honest. And so, like, for my kids, I want to give them the gift of brokenness, which sounds weird, but just a way of saying, I think we're all messed up in some way or degree or measure. You know, we're all sort of fumbling our way forward. But how can I model what that looks like when I'm honest with the way I'm struggling? Taking ownership for it, being responsible for the decisions I've made, trying to, you know, continue to become a better version of myself. That's really critical and important for me, you know. And so that's one of the things that I personally have found is my big takeaways in my experience going forward, in a way that I want to maybe leave a legacy that way for my kids, of not trying to pursue perfection, but being okay with my imperfection, and then going forward that way.
Oh no, I totally get that. When my kid's gonna value everything that he ever gets, because like literally, was it last winter, like I wasn't that close with my dad and parents at the time, so I was actually homeless. I stayed at the Mustard Seed